It's time for Trivia Tracks with yours truly, Price Robertson, sponsored by Washita Valley Respiratory Care and Beth Smith at Edward Jones. One of wrestling's most popular stars, Tito Santana, has stayed a babyface his entire career and is best known for his appearances with the WWF, now WWE, between 1979 and 1993, except for a 4-year gap stretching between 1980 and 1983. He was born Merced Solis on May 10, 1953, in Mission, Texas, just south of the Mexican border along the Rio Grande. He played tight end for the West Texas State Buffaloes. The team was quarterbacked by Tully Blanchard, who would introduce Solis to the world of pro wrestling. After graduating, Solis was signed by the Kansas City Chiefs, but cut during training camp due to a poor performance in the 40-yard dash because of a twisted Achilles tendon 2 weeks before camp. He played a single season for the BC Lions in the Canadian Football League, appearing in 13 regular season games. After training under Hiro Matsuda and Bob Orton Sr., Solis made his professional wrestling debut in 1977 for Championship Wrestling from Florida, losing to Crusher Verdú. Not long afterward, he headed for Georgia, where he adopted the name Richard Blood, not to be confused with the man who would become Ricky Steamboat. In 1978, he joined Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling and toured Japan that same year. Reverting to his real name, Solis joined Western States Sports in 1979, winning the NWA Western States Tag Team Championship with Ted DiBiase. Later that year, he first appeared in the WWF, but left in 1980 to wrestle for AWA, then back in Georgia. In 1983, he returned to WWF, and before long, Tito Santana, as he was now known, engaged in a lengthy feud with WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Magnificent Morocco, otherwise known as Don Morocco. Santana finally won the title in February 1984, becoming the first Mexican-American wrestler to win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. In 1987, he and Rick Martel joined forces to form Strike Force, defeating the Hart Foundation for the WWF Tag Team Championship. Due to a kayfabe neck injury inflicted on Martel shortly after the loss, the team was inactive for several months. In reality, Martel was granted leave to tend to his wife, who was seriously ill. Immediately after the injury, Santana introduced a new tag team to WWF, the Powers of Pain, comprising of the Barbarian and the Warlord, two big, muscled-up power wrestlers whom he briefly managed. In 1990, Tito Santana briefly held the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship following an 8-man tournament, and in 1991, he took on a Spanish bullfighter gimmick as El Matador. That same year, he took a short hiatus from WWF to wrestle for International World Class Championship Wrestling. Once free from WWF, he joined IWCCW full-time in 1994, working there only a year and winning the vacant IWCCW Heavyweight Championship over Tony Atlas. A year before that, he made one appearance in ECW, then short for Eastern Championship Wrestling, where he was their heavyweight champion. Also in 94, he concurrently worked for the AWF, where he stayed until 1996. He briefly returned to WWF in 1997 as a Spanish color commentator, made a one-time appearance in WCW in 2000, and since 1996, continues to make appearances on the independent circuit. A 2004 inductee into the WWE Hall of Fame, he has also worked as a physical education teacher. Till next time, I'm Price Robertson. Amazed by today's trivia? Then join me every Monday through Friday morning for Trivia Tracks on Fox Sports Camden 97.1.